you alive?
I'm alive. I think it's back on.
Okay.
I think we're live again. I don't know what happened to Michael. He left. Dang, his first 2 in a row. Woo! I think the initial, I don't know where Michael went. Hopefully he's alive still. I think no, it's still hot. I'm
okay. Hold on.
Oh, don't burp. Don't burp.
I didn't burp.
Uh-oh. Hold on, I can't hear Mike.
Oh, man, I forgot my phone. I'm okay.
Oh, my headset. Whoa. Are you good, Mike?
Screw you, chat.
What? What did chat say?
No, for making us do this. Whoever made us do this. Screw you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Huh? I can hear you.
What did chat say? I have
nothing.
actual tears.
Yeah, so I was like, I couldn't stop salivating, so.
Wow.
So how was your week?
You know, it just keeps getting worse. I don't know how else to put it. God, that was no idea. I just sat here and tried to get the stream back on. My computer not my new computer, my old computer. In case anybody's wondering, we're still podcasting on old computer.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Until I have a better solution here.
Love you too, Brady.
The initial like heat is kind of gone. I can still feel it on the roof of my mouth. But I can feel last time I did the one chip, my stomach felt like I had a rock in it, and that's the part I'm not looking forward to. That's the part that I'm afraid of. It's not the pain in my mouth. It's the it's the pain in my stomach.
Wait,
Reginald,
so what
how are
happened?
you? What?
Your computer went down? Is that what
My
happened?
old computer. So we're podcasting off my old computer. Yes, my new computer could handle it. I just don't have it set up like that properly. All right.
Wow.
They call that a gut bomb. The lump of magma sitting in there working its magic. Yes. I think I'm gonna say that this was worse than the chip, not because it's more Scoville's or whatever the word is, but because it took so long to like get through it, like to chew it up and to swallow it.
Yeah.
The chip I like chewed up real fast and swallowed and got it over with. This
Okay,
it just
I don't
was
remember.
like just kept going and
Yeah.
gross, and it didn't taste good either. They could have at least made it taste like something good.
Nah.
I was in pain longer with the chip. We are not even past. I don't think we're past the 10-minute mark for the gummy bear yet. So the gut pain is still in the cards. We just haven't. Yes, Jack, it's very hot.
Yes, it was hot.
Give us.
I don't know what chip challenge I did,
Give us an update,
but
Mike.
that was so much worse. Well, my sinuses are clear now, which is cool. But right now, I have a bunch of little fire ants playing drums on my sinuses. Ugh.
Did you like sneeze and get it up there? Okay, good. Looks like the brunt of pain is past. I've stopped
I
crying.
couldn't talk
I
earlier.
had to end the stream so I could cry. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the rock that we're both gonna have in our stomachs here in a little bit. Which leads me to the point of let's move on. Let's get through some of this stuff before we have to end the podcast early.
Movie?
Gummy bears. We did that. We're never doing that again. That's a one and done. I've done it. I did it, and we're done. Michael, thank you for doing that with me. Should we warn Kevin and Samantha?
You're welcome.
I feel like that's not safe.
Yeah.
I feel like. Does Kevin eat spicy stuff?
I don't know.
At least, why is Kevin not at least watching so that he can see what his demise is? The movie. I was sitting eating dinner and I was like, did I even watch a movie? But that just reflects on how crazy my weekend has been. I keep wanting to
said
burp,
you watched it yesterday. Huh?
and I know that I shouldn't because that's really bad. Castaways.
Man.
That was the movie, Castaway, with Tom Hanks. Classic movie. I've known about this movie for a good long while. Heather also watched it yesterday. And
Heather suggested it.
Heather also suggested
Heather.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good suggestion on Heather. But the premise of this movie is it's old, so if you haven't seen it, get on it. Otherwise, I'm going to spoil it all right now. The premise of the movie is it follows a man who works for FedEx. I don't know what capacity he works for FedEx. He's a big boss in FedEx, and he is working for FedEx. Flies home from Moscow or some kind of Russian place. Mike over there trying to keep breathing. He goes home and sees his fiance or girlfriend, and then has to leave again. Gives her presumably a ring box, and says he'll be right back because he was just going to go on a trip and come back. And that's where everything starts to go downhill. The airplane experiences technical difficulties or an explosion of some sort and crashes in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Pacific?
Yeah.
So it's in the Pacific Ocean. And Tom survives the crash and the storm and washes up on an island. He is marooned on an island, along with FedEx packages, a couple FedEx packages that made its way to the island as well. And there he must wait for help and or make his own help, a.k.a. Wilson.
Wilson.
Well, what's your thoughts on it, Mike? I'll let you go first. I think I went first last time.
I really enjoyed the movie. Well, I say that. I thought it was a really good movie. I was very anxious the whole time. Even when he first got to the island and he was on a raft. The raft was getting hit by the break of the waves. And I just kept thinking grab the raft, get the raft out of the water, get the raft. I was so nervous for him.
Yeah.
Because
the raft
you
is
need
going to get sucked back into the ocean.
Everything you got. Yeah. I thought Tom Hanks did a great job. Man, I was extremely anxious for watching this movie. And it wasn't necessarily putting myself in those shoes, because I would have somewhat of a plan.
Yeah.
But just not knowing what he's gonna do or what how he's gonna get out of this or how much survivability skills he has, that made me very nervous watching.
The whole time, and it's probably the same with you, was being was doing the same thing. Like, okay, the raft's gonna get sucked away. You need to make a shelter. You need to find food. You need to make fire. You need to like. I'm like running down all these, and he's not doing any of that. He's like expending all this energy running around and hiking and like wading through the water. He keeps getting himself wet, like all cutting up his feet and getting cut. And I'm just like, bro, you need to. Dude. Now, granted,
calm down.
Would I be level-headed on a marooned island after I crashed in an airplane?
Hopefully.
I would hope so, but I can't say for certain because it's never happened.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the?
Oh yeah, no, I've heard about that.
Interesting.
I believe it was Russian. He something about like you can press a button and the flight controls won't work, so the kids can do whatever they want. I think
and he forgot
that was
to
the
push
story.
The button.
No, I think the kid pressed the button, like you turn it on, turn it off, and I think he pressed the button again, or whatever. A kid pressed one of the buttons that was like the safety feature, and yeah.
Oops.
Yes, sexy Bigfoot. Yeah, no, when he was walking around, I'm like, bro, there are lionfish out there. There are freaking everything will try and kill you.
Also,
and you're around there without any shoes on.
He landed on the one spot that had coconuts. So
yeah,
he didn't have to go wandering around. He had coconuts, right?
Yes, but at that point, I don't think he knew he had coconuts, right? Or at least
he hadn't looked up.
One of the first times I was worried. Yeah, which he'd been through a lot. To be fair,
that's fair. It's fair.
Yeah,
and but he's on the island for 4 years. Makes friends with a tennis ball that he got in one of the FedEx packages. Right? What? Did I say tennis ball?
Volleyball?
Yeah, volleyball. You know how much more? Hold on. You know how funnier? That's not a word. You want to know how much more?
How much more funny?
It would have been if he had a tennis ball. That would have been really funny. I'm losing the ability of coherent speech. But eventually creates a raft and sails himself off of the island, and then is picked up by a freight liner.
Shipping, yeah.
It makes it home.
Yeah, that. Shoot, I just had something. Man, these gummy bears go straight to the brain, huh?
Yeah, it really kind of just puts you like out of it, you know. My ears were ringing for a second. They're not anymore, but they were before.
Yeah. My brain's like, oh, you just had a concussion or something. Something just happened.
And then the sad part begins. Exactly, Sexy Bigfoot. Go ahead, Mike.
Bro. Yeah, very sad. Shoot, where was it? Oh, I read somewhere a long time ago how like important it was to show that we're not done. To show him having Wilson and having something to bounce his ideas off of. And I think that's true. I think you should have, if you're by yourself, you definitely need to have at least not a literal social situation, but have something you can talk to.
Yeah.
Because it is, yeah. I just saw recently a guy was talking about how if you have writer's block, to have like an action figure and like just stop. Writer's block or any sort of, he was talking about programming.
Yeah.
And he was like, I stop everything, and I look at my little He-Man figurine, and I say, I'm having an issue. This is my issue. And, he talks it out, and usually it helps him, think things out, and he's like, oh, that's what I can do.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. It might be, you might think you're crazy for talking to a volleyball, but you're trying to keep your sanity.
In reality, it's helping. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that to
Yeah.
my survival thing. Is like find
Get a
something
tennis
to
ball.
talk to.
Yeah.
Tennis balls are much smaller and easier to carry around. Um, but
Bro, can you imagine like cutting a mouth open on the tennis ball and just having it like
he's
talk
wop,
to you?
wop, wop, wop.
Yeah. What do you think? Wop, 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 wop,
You
wop.
have to paint blood on its face. That is also true. Um,
Yes.
that's a given. So then he gets home.
Yeah.
He is welcomed back with loving arms, all except presumably his ex-girlfriend,
Fiance. Yeah.
who was going to be his fiance, and they were going to get married, and then he got marooned on an island for 4 years. On the way, on a plane ride towards where they were going to have this big party for him, his best friend let him know. He was like, "Hey, man, lady had to move on," which is fair, you know.
That's fair.
Because they thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I'm still upset about the ending. And so
I mentioned.
he has to deal with being alive again, which I feel like they should have, instead of throwing him a party, got him a therapist or a psychologist.
Yeah. Had like a
help.
friends and family therapy session.
Yeah, like, hey man,
Yeah.
you're back. Your wife is or your future wife's no longer your future wife; it's somebody else's wife. How do you readapt into society? You know, like that would have to be a crazy, crazy town, USA.
Yeah. I do not envy him.
Right, sexy Bigfoot. and he had this watch with her picture, and so it was like that was all, and it's like it really just
Yes.
kind of rips your heart out because you're like, this entire time, all he can think about is getting back to her, right? And then for her, on her side of it, it's like she held out hope for forever until she just couldn't anymore and had to admit to herself that he had died. And then finds out that he's not dead, and then he finds out that she moved on, and it's like, oh, what a bummer. You know what I mean? Later, Brandy, thank you so much for those bits.
Have fun, Brandy.
Being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. I'm just like, man, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Yeah, that's the hardest what if of the movie, or like put yourself in those shoes. It's like, how are you supposed to do this as like a spouse or a partner?
Yeah.
Like, that's the hardest thing. I
Yeah.
think on both sides. Although with him, it's, getting back, and he's driven to do that, so it helps him survive.
Sure.
But for her, it's like you cannot know that he's survived.
Right.
Like everybody else.
It's not a matter of
everyone
like
else
you didn't
is-
wait long enough. It's not a matter of like, oh, you
Yeah.
knew I was coming back. It's like, you were dead. They buried him.
Yeah.
And
It looks for you. Yeah.
I don't know if you got this underlying tone of the movie. I don't know if this was a on purpose underlying tone. But when he's talking to, this is kind of like after, let's see, was it after he saw his lady, and then he started talking to his best friend again. But he said a line, where he was like, I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember. I should have wrote it down. I don't remember it exactly, but he was like, "You just got to take each day, or take each wave as it comes, right?"
Yeah.
And tomorrow, something to the effect of like, tomorrow might be a better day. You never know, or he said something like, "You never know what's going to come on the waves of tomorrow," or something like that. Which gave. Like, it just kind of clicked. It was like, oh man, this whole entire movie is almost about like suicide. Like, and
Sure. Yeah.
and how
Dealing with depression.
not killing yourself and like how, not, I don't know if I can say that, but not unaliving yourself isn't like how unaliving yourself isn't
Yeah.
the answer, and to just, because you never know what's going to be on the waves, the waves coming tomorrow, which I thought was pretty cool. And didn't know if that was like an intentional thing, but I was like, man, this kind of like, if you look at the whole thing, because he was gonna hang himself on the island, and he was like, I'm done, and then didn't, and kept going. But I thought that was pretty cool. My feet are tingling. I don't know if you've experienced any tingles.
Oh, I can't feel anything but my face.
But yeah,
I thought it was really good.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I thought that was a really good point. And yeah, just take it every day. And I think he said also something about, excuse me, the like feeling of being completely out of control.
Yeah.
And then choosing to keep moving forward. Yeah, I think that's important. It's a very good moral of the story. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, definitely a very good moral of the story, which is why, Heather, I don't think that the ending of the story is bad necessarily. I was a little bit like, I wish there was more to the story. I wish they would have played that more. I wish they would have went further. But towards one of the packages that showed up on the island had the wings on it, right? And he never opened it. You never know what's inside of it. He gets back. He brings it back with him. And actually delivers this package back to the lady or to the person. He doesn't know it's a lady. And then he meets the lady right in the crossroads, and gives all the directions, and then he ends up, what I assume, going back to where she is, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because he
so.
looked forward, he looked left, and he looked right, and then he turns around looking back at the camera, which is down her road.
Yeah.
Heather, I think he goes back down her road because she told him which ways, and then he looked one way, which wasn't down her road, and then he looked the other way, which wasn't down her, and then the other way, and then he turns around and he's looking directly down the road. So I think it's implied that he goes back. And kind of just,
it's gotta
furthers the point of you never know what's going to happen. In a good way. You never know what tomorrow may bring. But Tom Hanks does a great job. I chuckled at myself a couple times because he would do something and I'm like, and Maggie actually said it too. I was watching it on the bed and he did like this huge explanation, and she goes, "Was that Woody?" Because it's so. I mean, it's him. Yeah. So it's like sometimes he says stuff, and you're like, "Oh, it's Sheriff Woody." And
that's around the same time. I think they came out. I don't know. Did this come out in '95? Because I know Toy Story did. But
I have no idea what year it came out.
Yeah. So this is like the closest to Woody you can be. Yeah.
Yeah, he is almost prime Woody, 2000. So 5 years later.
2000? Huh. Interesting. Oh, because okay.
1987. What the heck are you talking about?
No, that was I was confused. To Dingus's point, I think it is good that it's an ambiguous ending, because the mystery will stick with you, I think,
a
little bit longer. I was surprised because I've seen clips of this movie, all the time. I thought that whenever he was, his hair was all super long, I thought that was closer to the end of the movie, and that's like almost the halfway point.
Yeah.
So, it was nice to actually see the movie because that was my first time seeing it.
Right.
All the way through. It was. I do like the ending. It was very depressing up until the ending, and I thought that was hopeful.
Yeah, I was like,
even with the whole thing with his wife,
dude, all the way up until like he kind of starts being happy again. I was like, man, how would you deal?
yeah,
How would
yeah,
you emotionally deal with being like, I was like putting myself in that situation of like
yeah,
being gone for 4 years in a situation where they know a plane crashed. It wasn't like you just disappeared for 4 years. They know a plane
yeah,
crashed. They didn't find anybody on the plane. They searched everywhere. They couldn't find anybody. And so they just presume you're dead. And then you come back to life where you're normally living, right? And how
yeah,
crazy that would be to try to navigate all of that. Let
yeah,
alone
right,
like even just taking out the relationship aspect of it all, just going back home and getting used to not being a Neanderthal on an island using
right,
like caveman tools. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That would just
yeah.
be so
That would
crazy.
be, yeah, that it would be, yeah, like him loving ice,
Yeah,
just
he's like, I
all
got
the
ice in
little
my
things
cup.
that everybody,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
takes for granted.
I think if you really dive deep into this movie too, that goes to show like appreciate the little things. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
I don't typically. I mean, I pay attention to every movie that I watch, for the most part. But I feel like this one really had like good moral to the story. Like there
sure.
was a lot
Yeah,
of good morals to. It wasn't like Joe's anime that he made me watch, and it had something to do with climate change or something. I was like, what the heck? It was like very. It was very like,
yeah,
hey, here's the thing to the story.
yeah. It's a very practical message. Just
Yeah,
like, just keep going.
just keep on swimming. You
Find a way
know,
to go.
like Finding
Yeah,
Nemo. Here's a question for
right.
everybody in the chat, and Michael. You're marooned
Yes.
on an island for 4 years, right? All you can eat is unseasoned crab and fish every once in a while, and coconuts. What's the first thing you're eating when you get home?
Ooh, I was gonna ask you this too. Um, well,
Steak.
obviously it's
Sexy Bigfoot
yeah,
with the
steak's a good
steak.
one.
It's a good one.
Obviously it's what is it, Shake Shack or no,
Fries.
Burger
Burger
Shack.
Shack. Heck yeah.
But uh, probably something like, oof, man, something homemade would be great too.
Ooh.
That's hard, but
Like
if we're
like
doing just like,
biscuits. Oh, like a good breakfast. Oh
a good
my
breakfast, dude.
god!
Can you
Just
imagine having
like
bacon
a
for the first time in 4 years?
bacon and hash browns and eggs and pancakes with syrup and
Just
biscuits.
screw it,
and,
cereal too.
Oh man, that would be good.
Oh man, dude.
Honestly,
yeah.
anything. To be honest, like
Yeah.
I would never want to have fish again. Probably. Um,
Yeah.
the fact
Crab,
in the movie
not
when he
good.
like looks at the party table and there's like sushi and like crab legs and all this stuff
Yeah,
that
right.
he's just like freaking gross, man. I don't want to eat none
Yeah.
of that.
Probably one of my favorite things. Oh, pizza. For sure, pizza.
Some bacon, a chicken, a pizza.
Any kind of pizza at that point. After 4
Pizza would be
years,
good.
geez, any kind. Geez. Yeah.
He
No,
was
that makes
eating
me
the
so
fish raw.
hungry.
Yeah, he was straight up goleming that. He was like,
Yeah, right? Oh my
slurping
gosh.
up that fish. I mean, honestly though, it's like you gotta cheeseburger and
Ooh.
fries.
Cheeseburger and a milkshake. Bro.
It would just be. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure there's stories similar to
Yeah.
this that are real.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
even just like, and it showed it a little bit of just like trying to sleep in your own bed again, and like
Oh my
this man has
gosh,
been sleeping
right?
on sand and rocks and cardboard, for
Yeah.
4 years. Like not even just like 6 months,
Yeah.
not just a year, 4 years of that is a long time.
Cheeseburger's just a cheap steak, y'all. Okay, fair point. Steak covered in cheese and 2 buns.
I want a 12 dozen Krispy Kremes.
Also, how long does his company owe him, or how much and how long does his company owe him? You know what I mean?
I feel like he should not have to work a day in his life ever again.
Right? They're like, all you have to do is deliver some mail sometimes as you want.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Come
you're
in and
back
change
paid for 4 years.
Come in and change
Full
the
time.
batteries in the clock on the wall, and that's all you got to do ever.
Right.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
Anything potatoes, honestly.
There you go.
Obviously,
Yeah.
and Maggie makes a good point. You have to be careful about refeeding syndrome. And I asked the question with the premise. I didn't say it, but I was like, without the premise of,
With it, yeah.
there's no refeeding syndrome to be had. You
Yeah.
can just eat whatever you want. But I thought it was a great movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a
It's
good
one of
movie.
those movies that I'm surprised I hadn't seen sooner.
Yeah, Kevin
But,
was surprised neither of us had seen it.
Yeah, he was in the Discord like, you guys haven't watched this?
Yeah.
A salad or ice cream. Yeah, maybe some like fresh veggies would even be good because he hadn't had any
Yeah, fruits and vegetables would probably be amazing.
cold food. Yeah,
Anything. Yeah, chilled food. Yeah. Ice cream for sure.
But I'm gonna give Castaway. I'm gonna give Castaway an 8.6.
Okay.
It was
Nice.
it was great. There wasn't like funny, but it was like comical at some points because it's Tom Hanks, and that's just how he is. It was sad. It made you feel, but then it like gave you a little bit of hope at the end. I feel like,
Right. Yeah.
so it didn't end sad. If it would have just ended with him just not having his woman, that would have been kind of a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah. When he creates fire. Yeah, that's a great part.
when he's singing about it. I created.
And he's like,
fire.
ow.
I told Maggie, what did he make? Shoot, he made something. I think it must have been when he made fire. I was like, no, I think it was when he was. What was he making? Oh, he split the rock. Yeah, he made a knife on accident. Right, he made that rock knife on accident. Yeah. I told Maggie, I was like, man, I would have started yelling like a chimpanzee right there, just straight monkey mode, just like monkey made tool, and like started cutting up coconuts, just like started screaming like a monkey. Oh
man, yeah, I read somewhere he can I hit
it with a rock? Yeah, I started making my own TikToks on the island just to myself. Hey everybody,
you and your tennis ball.
Yeah, my beard's down to my freaking belly button. Hey guys,
howdy.
Man, I guess Wilson's also a tennis ball company, but what's the other tennis ball company?
Just call him Will.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He starts with a P or something.
Yeah, I saw he lost like 55 pounds
for the movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, yeah, I think it was like during production,
and then he had to look. Yeah. Well, he had to look nourished and then malnourished.
Right.
Call her Penny. Penny the tennis ball.
Oh man, yeah. I think I'm gonna give this. Man, I want to say. I'm gonna say 8.8.
8.8.
Just because there's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's action sequences, and I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9, just because like the writing is solid.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and that's what it tries to be, and like it's a survival movie. Yeah. And I think it did a lot of good for the just kind of emergency preparedness stuff, like people looking at life differently back in the day. So yeah, I think it was pretty good. The only thing is you don't have too much coordination because it's just one dude. I mean, of course, lighting and all that stuff, but you just have one dude ultimately. But yeah, I think I'll give it a 9. That's another thing. I like the movie. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it again. So maybe an 8.9, because like it just stressed me out too much. Yeah.
The amount of the overwhelming urge to want to try this obviously in a controlled environment, where if I need to leave, I can leave, but to just like be on an island and just be like, all right, I want to try and figure out what that'd be like. If I was a famous YouTuber and had millions of dollars, we could do like the Castaway challenge, where you get a raft, some FedEx boxes with some stuff, and
what's that? There's like a challenge. It's not Survivor, yeah, but there's like a challenge show where they just leave people out in the middle of nowhere, and whoever
alone.
Is that it? Yeah,
Yep.
whoever comes back the last gets the money.
Time to dial up Mr. Beast. I put 100 people on a deserted island. Last one to stop touching the island loses. Naked and Afraid. Yeah, but the thing about those TV shows is, apart from the one that Mike mentioned, is I don't like the okay. Pause. I feel like I would be really good at Survivor because I'm really good at getting people to trust me, and then I'm really good at stabbing them in the back. Okay, because I don't care for you, right? Especially if it's just someone that I've met for a game show.
Sure, yeah.
I'm way too. People trust me way too easily. So I feel like I would be good at Survivor. But I don't want to do Survivor because Survivor's like, oh, we're playing games and you have to talk to everybody and you have to play. Like, I just want to survive, right? Just want to try to be on an island, maybe with one or two people, and then try to survive, right?
Yeah.
What was
that was really funny, Heather. I don't see the point of being naked and afraid.
Right.
It's like, can I just be naked?
Yeah. Or can I only be afraid? I don't want to be I feel like it capitalizes the problem when you're naked, I feel like.
Or it's like you have all your clothes, but there's also bears on the island. It's like, so you have to be afraid.
But Hippo, what's good? Alone is a great show. There's a guy who was on Joe Rogan podcast. Sounded just like Bat from Idaho, but he was a winner of Alone, and he went 2 weeks longer than the other. So do you know the premise of the show?
Yeah.
So for those that don't, they drop 20 contestants. You get to pick like 10 things out of 20 items, right? You get to pick those things to take with you, like rope or a knife or flint and steel, or you get to pick these things, a tarp, and then you are dropped off alone, and then you're just left. Like the show only works because the people that they drop off have to record themselves. Like you don't even have a cameraman. You're out there by yourself, but you're nowhere near anybody else. So and you don't know. And so you can drop out at any time, but you don't know people are dropping out. So you just have to like settle. You just have to be like, all right, I'm here. And this guy who went, I think almost a year. It was a long time. Or maybe he said he was prepared to be there for a year, and maybe it wasn't. It was some months. It was a long time. But the lady, there was a lady that was. It was final two, him and this lady, and she dropped out, and then a storm happened, and they weren't able to get a hold of him and or go get him until 2 weeks after this lady had dropped out. So he went 2 weeks past anybody else's time, and when they picked him up, he was like, "Yeah, I could have kept going. Like I was set."
He's got like a windmill going, or
the guy the guy dropped a whole moose with a bow. Like this guy was set.
Very nice.
But they do have some kind of way to contact you, though. They do have the little satellite phone. But yeah,
So-
the overwhelming urge to like want to do that. Like, do you want to go? Do you want to go to a tropical island and just see if we can survive? Like, as long as we know we have coconuts, I feel like we could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I am curious to see the survival aspect, see how long I could go, but at the same time, kind of just don't want to waste the time.
Because you know you could do
You know
it.
what I mean? Like I know I could survive at least. I don't know. It depends on so many things, but I know
Sure.
I have a lot of survival techniques.
Technique.
But yeah, no.
Technique.
It's- Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, homicidal hippo. Also, not sorry. We're not doing it again.
So the stream crashed right as soon as we did it. So if you want to go back to the like I think it's probably should publish at some point. You can watch the VOD up until the point where it crashed, and then you can start this one back at the beginning and kind of see the ending of the thing.
Oh, I had a question for you. What do you think would be the worst place to, or some of the worst places to get stranded alone?
Stranded alone. The desert.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That one's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Unless there's like cacti.
Australia, yeah, 100%.
Anywhere where you can experience extreme cold or extreme
Haggis.
hat.
Yeah,
Those places will wear you out. I mean,
Yeah,
a tropical island
that's,
doesn't sound that bad. You know what I mean?
yeah. I was thinking, I was like, man, that would be so bad. But he had crabs, to eat, and there's fish. So like there was food around there, but I was thinking of like the desert. It's there's nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing out there. And then even dropping into most dangerous places, like you could probably kill something for food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think
Like,
I'd want to be in a
you know,
swamp.
No,
Like
that would not be fun.
a real boggy area. You'd have to worry a lot about
Yeah.
bugs and things getting you.
Bugs, probably
I,
alligators.
I feel
Snakes.
most confident in the woods, like in the mountainous woods.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
critters. Also things that could eat you, but I don't think there's a place you can really go that doesn't have things that are going to eat you, except for a deserted island.
Yeah. Yeah, not so much. Or snakes. Like he got on a deserted island that had, I guess it just had crabs and not much else. But he was lucky there were no snakes or anything like that on that
Worse
island.
than that, there might be men out there. But what about you?
Man.
Where would you not want to
Yeah,
go?
I think definitely wouldn't want to go to the desert.
Yeah.
And I think with the extreme cold, I mean, how extreme are we talking?
Yeah. Hey,
Antarctica,
question.
there's nothing there. Yeah.
Did you went to Belize with me when we went and that guy showed us all that survival stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. That was tight.
Me and Mike went to
was freaking awesome.
the jungle, and learned some tips. We learned trees not to touch, and if you do touch the tree to touch after you touch that tree, to reverse what you did the first time. And then there was like a vine that this guy cut in half, and then you held it up and this like dripping water into your mouth.
So much water. So much water. It was crazy.
And then I ate. What did we eat? Did you eat them too? Termites.
The bubble gum. Oh,
Yeah.
the termites. Yeah.
The bubble gum. Tell me about that. I forgot about
There
that.
was it was some sort of like bark that was like bubble gum. You could chew it just for like a long time.
Oh yeah.
I have books on edible plants in the wall. Ooh, that's good, homicidal. I need one of those. I know what not to rub up on out there.
Yeah, bears.
But yeah. Yeah. Same.
Um,
Um,
this just makes me want to go like camping. You know,
sure.
just
Yeah.
get out and survive. You know, without
Yeah.
any real danger or risk of being injured. You just go out and like use hand tools and stuff and build stuff.
Yeah.
Just
That'd be fun, dude. Remember when we went camping with Bat, and he
Yeah.
just decided to make a raft?
build around. It didn't
Like,
work, but he
yeah.
tried.
Yeah, he tried.
Poor guy
but
was
yeah,
over there
that
just
was hilarious.
working away.
That was such
And
a
then
good,
it rained
fun
for
trip
like
me.
the rest of the day.
Yeah,
for the trip?
the rest of the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up going back to my
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, and
But
have fun there.
very memorable. I still smile every time I scroll through my phone's photos and get back to that, and
Yeah.
all the pictures are
Oh
there.
yeah. I smile when I had that very cinematic shot Justin took of Dr. Pepper can.
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Shoot. Big spiders. What?
Yeah. Put it in the Discord.
Ooh.
All of our movies. Oh, I wanted to go through this. Mike, I don't know if you just did this recently, put this all together. But
Our movies?
yeah.
Yeah, I had the list, but I just organized it a little bit better
Gotcha.
today. Because we
So
mentioned something about that.
I'm gonna run through these, and some of these. Okay, let's play a little game called Remember Don't Remember, because there's some
Okay.
of these that I do not remember.
Yeah,
Training Day.
remember.
Remember that was the one with Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Idle Hands.
First movie, I think.
Yeah.
Remember.
Idle
I
Hands.
had to-
I remember now. When I read it, I was like, "Oh, I forgot about Idle Hands."
All right.
Life
Yeah.
of Brian. Remember that one was pretty.
Vaguely remember. Yeah,
You vaguely remember Life of Brian 7.
yeah. Remember.
What's
But I had
what
seen
is
that
that
before.
one?
That's the. I knew you wouldn't remember. That's the serial killer one with Brad Pitt. Oh gosh, who's the Morgan
Serial
Freeman's in it. And the kills are based on the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
American. What does that say? His Ex.
Oh, History X. American
Oh.
History X.
American History X. I
Remember.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Shrek. I'm gonna do rapid fire now. Shrek,
Yeah.
Fury, Shrek 2, The Burbs, The Prestige, Alita Battle Angel, Jack Reacher, Coach Carter. I don't think I remember that one.
Was basketball one?
With Denzel.
No, it was Samuel L. Jackson, the
Oh,
third
okay.
black guy.
Another black dude. Dodgeball, Casino, The Last Samurai, The Red Baron, Red. We had 2 Reds right in a row. Princess Mononoke,
Oh, yep,
Collateral,
yep.
Leaving Las
That was Tom
Vegas,
Cruise. Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia. Hated that movie. Armageddon, Weathering with
Yeah.
You, Warrior. Remember those 2. Sword
Yeah.
of the Stranger. I remember that one. Children of Men, which was a good movie. I remember that one.
Very good, yeah.
Hidalgo. I had watched that one before, but I had forgotten about it until I had rewatched it.
Yeah, yeah.
Heather, was this your first movie suggestion? Was Castaway? You had a good one.
Yeah.
Scott
Yep.
Pilgrim. What was that one? Scott. Oh, that
Scott
was
Pilgrim versus the World
Yeah.
video game one. Yeah.
Dumb
I
and
guess that was a
Dumber.
musical.
Independence Day. Is this in order, or is this just all the movies we've watched?
I think the last 10 might have been out of order, but this
Okay.
it's vaguely in order.
Because I'm pretty sure we watched. I thought we watched Independence Day before.
We watched Independence Day okay, yeah, no, sorry, go ahead.
The Good Son. Which one's that?
That's Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Macaulay Culkin's kind of crazy, and he's almost killing people. and Elijah Wood's trying to convince other people that he's evil. No, children. They throw a mannequin over an overpass onto the road, and it kills a bunch of people. Not a mannequin, but like dressed up.
I don't think we watched that one.
Oh, you know what? I think that was, now that I remember, I think we like missed a week or something, and I watched it, but you did.
Oh.
So that's, yeah. I remember that happened before. My bad.
Yes, Caleb submitted a whole list.
Also, I need a comment on that, but go ahead.
You made a comment on the whole list?
No, I need to comment on the whole list.
Oh.
Because there's so many movies.
King Pao enter
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao. That was a good movie. Unstoppable 2 or no, it says 2 for some reason. It just says Unstoppable.
Oh, yeah, so the numbers were put ignore the numbers.
Okay, no numbers.
The Crow, yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Cats.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that. Starship Troopers, great movie. American Gangster, Zoolander, The Island, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, Mindhunter, Catch Me If You Can, Wild Hogs, Blues Brothers, Castaway. Oh, Blazing Saddles, Castaway. And now we are fully caught up. That is so many movies, and
so many.
I had forgotten about a large majority of those movies.
Yeah.
Until you showed me that list again, and I was like, "Oh my god, I freaking remember these movies now."
Bro. Yeah, and no. So also, for everyone here, I know Caleb suggested a ton of good movies.
A ton.
We have a slot system. Essentially, whatever order you first asked for a movie, that's what order you'll have. So if you, in order to not in order to not watch all of Caleb's movies, you can suggest movies too, and that'll just take your slot. You can also suggest movies that Caleb suggested if you want to, because I know he had so many good ones in there.
Yeah. So essentially, it's like a revolving door, and so like just because Caleb did 10 in a row doesn't mean we're going to watch 10 of Caleb's movies. It's going to be like
right.
So Caleb put 10, but then if Heather put one in, it's going to go Caleb, Heather, Maggie, Sexy Bigfoot, Dingus, Caleb, and then it starts over, and then we have like a whole cycle. So don't think that because there's a ton of movies in the list that you're like, oh, well, I don't want to put mine in because we'll never get to it. It circles back around. But
so feel free to make suggestions.
Yeah, keep pouring them in there if you want.
I can't wait to watch Snatch. I don't know about Nobody, but is Nobody the one with the guy from Better Call Saul? Is that the one you're talking about? Because if so, those are both really good movies. Yes. Okay. I'm excited about those two.
What's next, Mike? What's our next movie?
Next movie is, I believe, Deja Vu with Denzel Washington.
Ooh. Love me a good...
also, this should be the start of season 9.
This is the start of season 9 of our movies?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Heather's was the last of season 8, and seasons are just full rotations.
Yeah. That's Crazy Town, USA.
Yeah. Let's see. I thought I filmed order...
Deja Vu. Let's see.
Deja Vu.
I'm gonna
pumped
look
about this one because, I haven't seen it and I really need to see it. Yes, Heather, I saw those. Those were interesting suggestions. Can't wait to watch them. Your next one is Welcome to Me, right?
I had a stint of time where I watched a ton of Denzel Washington movies. I don't think I've seen this one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But Deja Vu is our next movie. So when will you watch Welcome to Me?
As of right now, let's see. All we have is Deja Vu, Lawless, Split, and then Welcome to Me. But I know Kevin's in that rotation and he hasn't made a suggestion. So, what, 4 weeks? Month?
if he doesn't make a suggestion, it'll be four movies.
Yeah. 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 Man, we watched so many.
We've watched. I mean, it's
good.
In the grand scheme of things. We haven't watched that many movies compared to other people, but it's still
Sexy Bigfoot. Your next one's Lawless, unless you want us to watch Nobody or Snatch. It's up to you. I'll just need to write it down. Sorry, what were you saying, Justin?
I don't remember.
It's not that many movies in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's for other people, but for us, or me, I should say. We started this whole thing because I'd never seen any movies, and so now I feel like somehow I feel like I've seen a lot of movies, and I still haven't seen a lot of movies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you feel like you've seen a lot of movies, then you see Caleb's list, and it's like, oh god, how many movies have we made?
So many movies. How do they make so many movies all the time? Golly.
Oh man.
Let's see. Look at my.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a huge list.
Yeah, and you got to let me know if you've seen any of those. I don't think you have, but he's got Memento on there. Heck yeah, let's go. Yeah, no, I think it's been a really good. I think we've seen more obscure movies than classics.
I think what happened is we started this Finding Nemo. I've seen Finding Nemo. Actually, that was the first movie I saw in theaters.
Hey, nice.
But I think what happened is I said, "Hey, I haven't seen a lot of movies. Tell me some movies that I should watch." And everyone was like, "Let me think of the most out of this world niche movies I can think of."
Oh man!
And
they were like, "I want you to watch this movie." Yeah, not you should watch this movie.
Right.
Like it's a movie everyone should watch. No,
honestly, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. It's just funny.
So is still Cats or Lawrence of Arabia at the bottom of that list?
Cats or Lawrence of I'm gonna say that Lawrence of Arabia beats Cats. I'm gonna say I would rather watch Lawrence of Arabia again than watch Cats again, even though Lawrence of Arabia is significantly longer than Cats. My ears wouldn't be bleeding at the end.
No, we listed off Dumb and Dumber.
I think she meant in the bottom three. The bottom three movies we've ever watched is Dumb and Dumber, Cats, and Lawrence of Arabia, but Dumb and Dumber is 3 in that list. Yeah,
I figured it was probably 3.
Well, I don't know. Let's be fair. There's a lot of movies that have happened. Actually, no, I think Dumb and Dumber is 3. That's crazy, isn't it? You said do you get a new CPU?
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about yours.
Oh,
because I don't think we've played together since you've had it.
We have not.
But are you liking it?
I think I used this analogy on you. It's like shooting a 22.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you've ever shot is a 22.
Yeah.
And then someone handing you a 50 BMG. And you're like, oh, wow, this is much more powerful than...
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I don't even think I've really scratched the surface of, like, what my computer can do.
I don't think you... Yeah. I don't think so either.
I have effectively taken my Xbox off of my desk, and it's now in our room, and I'm just using it as, like, casual gaming. Like, I'm going to go in there when I'm not doing anything else and just game on the TV like the olden days. So I'm like working on downloading my library that I can play on PC back. So like Battlefield 2042 is getting downloaded and all that stuff. But it's crazy. I feel it's like somebody handed you something that you have. It's like, here, this is the best thing you could buy, and then you're like, I don't know how to use it though. Like I have no idea what I'm doing.
You feel like the guys who got the UFO at Roswell. You're like, I don't know what this is.
I don't know what to do with it.
It's pretty cool.
Does it have solitaire on it? And it does.
Run
It has
Microsoft
solitaire.
Paint so well.
It does. Yeah,
Oh, there you
extra ultra wide Microsoft Paint. You can make really wide photos. No,
That's fun.
it's great. I thought you got a new CPU.
No, I mean I got mine that I haven't found its limits yet, so I'm happy about that. Yeah.
Have you? And then you put Ready or Not under here. Does that mean you got Ready or Not?
Just wanted to no. I needed for it to go on sale, but
Sure.
no, I wanted to hear what's your experiences with it. But are we running out of time, or am I miscounting? Started at 6:30. Broke
Yeah,
for
we
about
got 1
10
minute.
minutes. Gotcha. Are we gaming tonight? Is it game night?
No, I've got to go to that
Okay.
animal clinic tomorrow, and I think we're leaving pretty early.
Gotcha.
To
Praying
get
for
over
you,
there.
man.
So yeah, appreciate it.
Good vibes. Sending them.
Always. But Ready or Not, I think you would love Ready or Not. It's
Nice.
it is so tactical.
I mean, you can kill civilians, right?
You can, but you're not.
No.
You're not supposed to.
No. It looks really good.
It's so tactical and so like if you really roll, it's almost one of those games where you can like role play.
Fantastic.
And so it's like, let's stack up, like you have in this game you have a job. Like if you're playing it properly, not everybody has the same loadout. Not everybody has the same gadgets. It's like you have what you have and I have what I have, and we have to work together with it to do it. Caleb had us download some mods for it, which made the game a little bit easier because the base game is nuts. Like you go in and you die, you're just dead. You're like, pfft, and you're like, what actually happened? Like I didn't have time to think about anything. So we downloaded some things to make it a little bit easier
Cool.
on us, but yeah, it's a great game. I suggest it.
Cool. Yeah. As soon as I need that and Baldur's Gate to go on sale.
Yeah.
Then I'll be Gucci.
There is a game that I've seen. I don't know if you've seen it too, but it's like 2 to 4 player, but you're chained to another person, and you have to. It's kind of like Only Up, where you have to like jump across and like try to keep climbing and climbing and climbing, but then. But because you're chained to the other person, you have to like jump in time. Have you seen the game Unraveled?
I think so. Yeah. The like cotton one or like string.
Yeah, where you're like connected by a string.
Yeah.
It's essentially that. So like if one of you makes the platform jump and then the other one doesn't, you dangle there and the other one can pull you up. But then there's like other scenarios where like if that person gets hit and flies off the thing too hard, you just get sucked right off a platform also. And it's up to 4 players, and I really want to try and get 4 of us on there because it's one of those games where it's like it could go south so bad, like so fast, like everybody's yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really funny. Heather, I'm feeling great.
Gotcha.
I actually my tummy doesn't hurt at all. It did a little bit, but I'm doing well.
Good.
How are you doing?
I think my body's still in shock. But I'm doing all right. Everything's all good. I'm scared about how my stomach's going to feel in about an hour, but all systems at 95%.
We're like,
because it did affect my brain somehow.
Yeah,
and I did feel a little bit of a high. It was after we came back. It was just a real quick, like, whoa. Like, just,
now I want to
came out of nowhere. Oh, no. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I feel like the chip had much more of a physical reaction. Like when I had the chip, my hands went numb.
Jeez.
Like my stomach felt like it had a rock in it. I think that's the drugs they put in them, of course.
Yeah, it's actually a weed gummy too. God,
just
that would be
it's just
such,
spicy, and then you get high afterwards.
bro. They send you like you buy a 50/50 and it's either like weed or that, and you take
you,
it.
you
Oh
throw
my
it.
gosh, can you
You throw
imagine?
it in your mouth, and it's like mildly spicy. You're like, "Hey, it ain't that bad," and then you're like, "Wait a minute." You're like, "Hold on, this can't be
Am
the
I going
spicy
up or
one."
down?
Uh,
Oh man, fanning it for a nitro gummy. Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, man.
Love it.
There's a lot of new games that I look forward to playing. I got a Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
Caleb and Josh said that's a really
fantastic.
good one,
Nice.
so I'm gonna try that one.
Of course they
I,
did.
I did download Valheim again.
Let's
So
go. Nice. I
um,
have that one too.
this last past weekend, I was hoping to get all of my stream schedule figured out.
Mhm.
And I with what has happened in the past weekend, I just haven't got around to it. But I really want to get
Sure.
into a pattern of what we're playing on what days, so that we can actually plan and have
Yeah.
some games planned out.
Uh,
But
yeah. Keep me in the loop on that because yeah, that'll be awesome.
yeah, no,
See if I can help.
that's the whole point of the schedule, is to like try and get the guys back on, and get you and J Bob
Sure.
and Kevin, and whoever is going to play, and have like
Man.
have a day, which it's going to be difficult and hard to do because everybody's got their own kind
Yeah.
of schedules and times going on, and with time zones and everything.
But people will know when to get on.
But yeah, at least
Yeah.
and it's like it's out there. Plus, for the stream, to know like, hey, we're going.
Yeah.
This game's going to be playing. So if you don't like it, don't watch, I guess, or you can come just hang out with me for me, I guess.
Or what would you like us to play?
Like everybody watching Monster Hunter. They were.
Oh, that didn't go so well.
It's. I don't think it's a good stream game. Like if you don't know
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, it doesn't make sense. Like nothing. Like fighting the monsters
Yeah.
doesn't look like anything.
Yeah, it's probably not that good of a stream game. Or, you could leave stream out of that.
Yeah, I could. However, I'm gonna put it on a day where it's like, it was very
Sure.
drawn out. Yes, I'm probably gonna put it on Saturdays where it's like, everybody's probably doing something already. But
Gotcha.
that is, I don't know how we got
Yeah,
here,
man.
but it is
got
it
through
is
it.
that time.
We got through it.
We did the gummy. We did the little nitro. That was an experience. I don't want to do it again. I'm never doing that again. Until Maggie eventually sees something at a store and says, "Oh, you should eat that for stream." What we haven't eaten yet, and what Mike doesn't have, and I do have, is crickets and grubs to eat.
Man, I'd rather do that than what we just did.
Yeah. I got bugs.
Jeez.
I got the bugs.
Very
to
nice.
eat. So I don't know
Gotcha.
if we'll do a bit challenge or a goal or something to get to there, but
Well, if you need extra bits or incentive, send me some.
okay.
As long as they're not freaking spicy.
Yeah, no, they're not spicy.
Yeah.
And you will like them. You will eat the bugs and you will like them.
like them.
But that'll be it for tonight. Appreciate everybody being here and watching, being a part of the stream. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we figured it out. It is Monday. Monday's over. You've officially made it all the way through Monday. Hope
job,
everybody has a
everyone.
great week.
did it.
I will not be live tomorrow night. We'll kick it back up again on Wednesday, hopefully. And we'll see you then. My name's Justin.
I'm Mike.
And we'll see you next time. Have a great night. Love you, mean it. Peace.
Are we muted?
Wait a minute. We got to pet the good boy. I don't even know if he's in here. Oh, he is. There he is. There's a good boy. Okay. Now we're done. Love you, mean it. Bye.